guys, welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Sent.
I'm Sel.
And today we're talking about Love is Blind, Season 6, Episodes 7 through 9, the second installment. I'm going to spend just a pinch of time talking about Chelsea now. We did talk about them a little bit last week, Chelsea, Jimmy, and Jessica a little bit. It's not like anything is new per se, but I think Chelsea's particular brand of
crazy.
I was not going to say crazy. I was going to say insecurity. Is wild to me, and it's worth an additional video because. And I'm not going to recap the whole thing. Just pinpointing a couple of issues. She's deluded herself in some ways. Like, she doesn't even remember when this man kissed her or whatever, but she'll be like, you haven't kissed me all day. And we're like, whoa. That's a hard situation to watch in empathy for Jimmy. And I don't think he's the greatest guy. I don't think he's a terrible guy. I think that he knows that he chose wrong.
And way over his head.
And I think that he wants to do right by her. But what she's having a problem with, and I think she always will until she seeks the therapy that she needs, is that she's creating a self-fulfilling prophecy by attacking every little thing in him. And Lord have mercy, when he said that she was being clingy, that was just... It was funny because it was true, right?
Very.
But she couldn't take it. You know, she's ticked off that he says that she's like, and then you're going to have sex with me? And he's like, well, I was thinking maybe we could pull back on that. So she's trying to establish, it's like she has, in a sense, a bipolar type of approach to the relationship. And I don't mean that she's bipolar, but I just mean that she fights with, it's like a cycle of abuse. Like, she fights with him, they make up somehow, and then she probably throws herself at him, sexually, and she's, oh, you're so sweet, and this is so great, blah, 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 blah. And then the slightest little thing sets her all the way off. Now, I wonder, and I want your opinion on this. Do you
sure
feel...
you want my
Yes,
opinion?
I really, 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 really want your opinion on this. Because do you think that she is self-aware about... Because we talked last time about her not looking like Megan Fox. Right? Do you think that she feels like she sent him off and now she's uncomfortable with it? Or do you think she's just like this in relationships?
I think this is who she is.
Like, you think she thinks she looks like Megan Fox?
She is who we thought she is.
I still contend she did not say she looks like her. But I will concede, will concede with most of you that she intentionally misled him.
Yes, she did.
I agree with that. But she didn't, if you listen to what she technically said, she did not really say she looked like her. She just wanted, like y'all said, kind of a leg up on the competition. And she figured that might get her there.
Yeah.
And I think it did. And now not only does he have to deal with the fact that he's disappointed that she does not look like Megan Fox, but that she also has such an insecurity that it borders on the line of psychosis for her. And poor Jimmy, right? Like, I mean...
Poor Jimmy?
Poor Jimmy.
He chose it. He
did choose, but he didn't know.
He chose poorly.
He did choose poorly, but it wasn't an informed choice. It was not. It wasn't an informed choice because she never showed that she had that brand of neediness in the pods. It's because she could have a certain level of security and anonymity in the pods. She didn't have to compare herself to anybody in the outside world. She has an okay personality when she's not wrapped up in that insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
She operates okay. She's fine. But as soon as something triggers that insecurity, all bets are off. He can't affirm her enough. He cannot compliment her enough. He cannot engage in sexual activities with her enough. There's nothing that he's going to be able to do.
Won't be enough.
Right.
Nothing.
And the thing that is wild about this, the absolute wildest thing about this whole set of 3 episodes that we saw was the last one when she said to his friends, was it his friends or her friends, how secure
She said that to
she
his
was.
friends.
Yeah.
Lie.
So I don't even know if it's a lie to her because I don't think she's self-aware enough to know that. I think that she thinks she is secure and confident and that he's really just doing terrible things to her.
So then she's delusional.
I said that word earlier and
Yeah.
I stand by that word.
I
think she is delusional. I think I would be very curious to know whether or not she has been in therapy. I also heard one of the participants in this show say that they were screened and that they had psych evals. I would like to know who conducted these psych evals because they were not thorough.
She must have, the person who was conducting them must have been sick on that day and didn't show up. And they just rubber stamped, you know.
I don't know. It's shocking.
You know.
But I guess you wouldn't necessarily see it again unless she was triggered.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what will be interesting is in the next set of shows or, episodes, we're going to see him meet up with Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm somewhat disappointed in Jessica because she seems like she's ready to swoop in and take her man, take Chelsea's man. And she's easily going to be able to do it because Chelsea doesn't have anything redeeming about herself. She does not look like Megan Fox. And she is not a person who makes a home comfortable for a man because he can't please her. And he has to walk around on eggshells constantly.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about, the ins and outs of Jessica's psychological state, but I'm willing to bet that she's a little more emotionally stable than Chelsea.
It appears to be.
If I were a betting woman, that's where I would put my money.
It appears to be. I mean, what can you do with someone who is clingy, but don't call them clingy? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have all the characteristics of clingy. You have all the characteristics. I say, again, crazy. If you're delusional, you're hyper emotional, and you're so, I want to say abusive with your words, but not quite abusive, but it's something in there that's very triggering. The way she speaks to him when she feels that she is not getting what she needs or what she wants from him. And so when you display all of these different type of characteristics in a very, very emotional and negative way, then it's bad. It's bad. It's really
That was
bad.
a lot of build up. That was to say bad.
Yes, it's really bad. And but it's also sad too because I can see, but we talk a lot about men's needs versus a woman's needs. We talk a lot about that. And so, but what we miss is the greatest need that we all need. The greatest need is beyond us. The greatest need that we need, of course, is God. And you can't make a man or you can't make a woman your God. He can't be in the room kissing you 24/7. He can't be in the room hugging you. He can't be there. Nobody can do that. And so he's already set up for failure.
Right.
So he can't fulfill all of those emotions that she has all the time. And it's sad and it's bad. It's gonna end badly unless, like, what's the girl's name again?
Jessica.
Now unless Jessica puts her cape on and swoops in there and
Oh, you
saves
mean
him.
in terms of Jimmy?
Yeah.
I know I can't predict the future, but I envision especially having seen the previews. I envision him involving himself with her. We saw the previews where Chelsea is confronting him about, physically engaging with Jessica. We've seen the previews where he tells Jessica that she's still his number one. We knew she was his number one from the pods. And if she didn't have a child, there was no way in the world he would have left out with Chelsea.
Yeah.
He just didn't want what he considered baggage. And I can't blame him. I'm not saying that's the right or wrong thing. It's just a choice and a preference that everyone gets to have. It turned out to backfire.
Bit him right on the backside.
Unfortunately. But, Jessica just seems a lot more confident. I feel like once people have children, their focus shifts a little bit. So they're not usually quite as, I gotta just have this man is my whole world. Because they have something else that takes, a big chunk of their lives. So with her having Autumn, she didn't, she's like, look, you need to be like this. When she read him the riot act when he cut her off, it came from a place, I feel like, of a lot of confidence. Now, she didn't necessarily have to kind of throw in his face that how attractive she felt like she was. But the point being, she knew that he would regret that decision. And now he is.
No.
And I think he's going to try to flip it back. What I wanted to see Jessica do is kind of have the attitude that, like Raven had in the previous season, or I don't know if that was even the previous season. It may have been 2 or 3 seasons ago. But where she's like, yeah, you made your choice. Stick with that. Don't try to come over here flirting with me. But Jessica's not in that headspace.
Yeah.
So that's gonna spell disaster for Chelsea.
Well, it is, because he's definitely gonna Bartiz. Jimmy's gonna Bartiz Chelsea the first chance that he gets. And you all know it. The first chance he gets, he's gonna be out of there quicker than grease lightning. Yes.
Man, he turned that man's name into a verb.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, like I said, I don't want to spend too much time talking about Chelsea. It's pretty much the same story, different day.
Yeah.
It's just wild to see how unself-aware she is, and how her insecurity, I'm going to keep treating it delicately, how much her insecurity is on full display.
Yeah.
For TV. She doesn't even, this is why I think she's not aware of it. This will be the last thing. I'll let you guys drop your comments below after this. I feel like she couldn't be aware of how insecure she is, because she's showing all of these true colors right here on TV for all of us to see. If she had any idea how it looked, how bad it looked, how clingy she looked, how embarrassing this is potentially for her, how much no man who's ever seen this show would ever want to date her after having watched this, she wouldn't do it. She would be like, no, I got to be on my best non-clingy behavior because I don't want to present this way. People on these shows, if we learn nothing else, people on these shows are very aware of how they're presenting to the public. They're very aware that they're going to be seen all over the world acting like this. And if she had any idea what her behavior was saying about her, I don't think she would do it.
Well, we all have our own blind spots about ourselves. Her blind spot is as big as 2 houses.
Yeah, the whole rearview mirror is missing.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, I promise I will let y'all go after that. So go ahead, drop those comments below. Let us know your thoughts. Like, share, and subscribe. And we will talk to you guys soon.
Bye.